Today, I'm going to be answering all of your top questions on gut health, hormones, intermittent fasting, carnivore diets, keto diets. And if you're over 30, you're looking to transform your body, you're dealing with thyroid issues, you're bloated all the time, you're developing food sensitivities, this video is for you. And we're going to go right into it. But before we do, if you're new to following me, I'm Elizabeth with Elizabeth Ayler Fitness. I have my 4-year degree in kinesiology, CSCS. I'm a holistic nutrition consultant, GAPS practitioner, and FDN. And I have worked with over 2,000 women over 30 get their health back. And a little backstory on me is my health started, I was 200 pounds as a little girl. I actually got down to 90 pounds. I had 15 types of parasites, H. pylori, SIBO, mast cell activation. I was on antidepressants for over 10 years. And when nobody could heal me, I healed myself. I got my health back, and that's my passion. So we're going to dive right into it. Let's do this Q&A. I'm going to be doing a mix of gut health. Like I said, we're going to go into hormones, carnivore diets. I have it all set up so that we're going to hit it all. But we're going to start off with a histamine question. This question I get a lot, and it's why would my body break out in hives, rashes, or even get things like ulcers and blood blisters in my mouth? This is something that I had all of the time. And what happens is there's something in our body called histamine. And what happens is if we have histamine responses, they could show up in different things like headaches, migraines. I had eczema, rosacea all over my face and body. They could be blood blisters in your throat, bloating, gas, all of those digestive issues, and even food sensitivities. And the way that we get these is if we have an imbalance of the good and bad bacteria in the gut, we have more of those bad guys, or we have, autoimmune conditions or severe leaky gut. These could actually be triggered in the body, and that shows up on your skin, your body, your face, digestive issues. And I'm going to be releasing a whole video on histamine issues, mast cell activation, around next week for you next Sunday. So make sure you are on my YouTube channel. But a little bit more about histamine is in our body, we want to think of it like a bucket. We have our histamine and our DAO. And DAO is what breaks down that histamine. Foods that are high in histamine could be simple, like avocado is one. Even fermented foods, bone broth, those foods that we think are good for gut health. But if we have such severe leaky gut or these autoimmune conditions, or, a lot of, let's say we're making more histamine and not having that enzyme DAO to break it down, that bucket could overflow. And that's when you could get the migraines, the eczema, the rosacea. My nose would run just by having white rice, and that can cause anxiety, so many different issues. So stay tuned for that video. And on my case studies playlist, I have a video on my client, Andrea, who she was on 7 Zyrtex a day. Her whole body was red. And I take you step by step through what we did to actually heal her body after spending $11,000 going to all the top doctors, allergists who said, this is going to be your life. And she's off of everything now. Her gut is completely healed. So go check out my case studies playlist, and I will go through right there step by step of everything. Now, let's talk about the carnivore diet, because I've done every diet out there. I've done vegan, raw vegan. I've done fruitarian, where I was living off of 30 bananas a day. I have vegan tattooed on me. I've done keto. I've done carnivore, like you name it. And every time I did these diets, it was to heal my body from all the chronic, health issues that I was having. I was down to 3 foods. I had the mast cell activation. My body was reacting to everything. And I want to talk a little bit specifically about the carnivore diet. And I'm not a doctor. I'm not here to diagnose. I just work with clients every day with chronic health issues, Lyme disease, mold, breast implant illness, SIBO, H. pylori, parasites, autoimmune things like Hashimoto's. So I'm here to share with you what I see every day in my field, how I help my clients heal, and what I went through personally. So with the carnivore, there's so many positive benefits, but there's also some negative benefits. And I'm going to be speaking to my women specifically that, are 35, 40 plus, that have thyroid issues going on, hormone imbalances, they're not sleeping good, fibromyalgia, all of that going on. Now, we have our carbs, fat, and protein. I'm going to make it very simple. Carbs, fat, and protein. For every 1 gram of carb, your body holds on to 3 to 6 grams of water. It doesn't do that with fats and protein. So when you cut out all the carbohydrates, you're like, wow, I'm losing weight, I'm getting leaner. I thought that too. I'm like, wow. And then, a few months in, I started seeing negative side effects. My sleep stopped. My anxiety went through the roof. I started retaining so much water, like a film of fluid on my stomach. I felt inflamed. I didn't have the strength in the gym. I started getting thyroid issues going on. And just to let you know, you could be going to the doctor and they'd be running all the thyroid tests, but not the correct one. I have a video on my YouTube under my hypothyroid playlist called the tests that doctors do not run. And you could actually be having, the thinning eyebrows, the slowed metabolism, the cold hands and feet, all of those, but then they say your thyroid is fine. So coming back to it is when we cut out all the carbs, you may feel leaner, but carbs actually have a big role in the body, especially with women, over 30. And one thing I want to say is carbs actually regulate cortisol. So when we cut our carbs out completely and your body, all of the storage that we have in the muscle cells, the liver and everything runs out, you may start feeling like your body's going backwards, like you're hitting a fat loss plateau, like you're not sleeping good anymore. And while the carnivore diet has so many benefits, cutting out the fiber for people that have chronic gastritis, chronic gut issues that need that healing time, that have SIBO and all these things, where I see a lot of women come to me is they do the carnivore diet for a long period of time. And now they're developing fear of carbs, fear of adding carbs back in because they didn't get to the root cause and heal their gut. And now anytime they add a vegetable in or anything with fiber, their stomach is reacting again because we didn't get to the root cause and heal the gut. Also, they add the carbs back in and they're like, why is the scale going up? And they don't realize that, fats and protein don't hold on to the water in the cell like carbohydrates do. So it's water coming in. It's not a bad thing. And carbohydrates are also our immediate source of fuel, ATP, fueling the brain. So I have clients that I actually slowly wean off carnivore, completely heal their gut, get them to expand the diet, heal their thyroid, balance out the hormones. Their sleep comes back in a week. So it's not just about cut out all of your carbs and go on these extreme diets to lose weight or to heal the gut. It's we need to get to the root cause of what's going on in the body. And for women specifically, period menopause, with all of these other health issues going on, we need to look at the situation that you're in your body. So carnivore diet, few little snippets is, yes, you're eliminating those fermentable carbohydrates. So you may have reduced bloating, reduced symptoms, can be helpful for histamine issues and all of that. But long-term, we need the fiber for all of our microbial diversity to build all the good guys up. And we need to look at our diet too in terms of longevity. Like, are you going to be eating one thing a day, like just meat the rest of your life? And one more thing I want to add in there, because I work with a lot of people with no gallbladder or, H. pylori or SIBO. When we go on these carnivore and keto diets, is your body actually breaking down the protein? Breaking down the fats, converting it to ketones. Because if you're having nausea, more bloating, we don't have a gallbladder, so we need for bile. You could be doing these keto and carnivore diets, but your body not actually getting into ketosis, not actually breaking down your fats. And that could show up in floating stools. That could, if we have liver issues, gray stools. I had all of these things going on in my body, guys. I learned the hard way, and I'm so grateful for everything I did go through because it allowed me to help more people now. I got a bunch more questions for you. You got to stay tuned to the end because we're hitting everything. We got thyroid, metabolism, hormones. But if you are on now, I need to throw it out there because it is my passion to heal people. I struggled with my health since a little girl. And what I've learned over the last decade, I teach my clients in a matter of 90 days with my gut and hormone reset. And I am now accepting 4 new clients for one-on-one elite coaching with me. And I teach them in 90 days how to restore their gut. We get down to the root cause and heal. I deal with clients that are the extreme cases. We're on metformin. We have chronic SIBO, yeast, bacteria, multiple food allergies, sensitivities, mast cell activation. You've been to all the doctors. You tried every elimination diet out there. You spent thousands of dollars on the testing, yet you're still stuck. If that is you, DM me right on Instagram, or I will throw everything in the show notes after I post this video. It'll take you through my website for my 90-day whole body transformation. You'll fill out the questionnaire. We'll set up a discovery call, and we will see if we're that perfect fit. But it's my passion, so I always have to throw it out there. Now, I want to talk about this one because a lot of my gut clients actually have cystic acne. So what is the most important mineral to reduce cystic acne? Zinc. So we gotta talk a little bit more about it though. When we have skin issues going on, acne, all of that, your skin is the mirror of your gut. As I told you, I had eczema, rosacea all over my face, my body. I would use steroid creams all of the time. I had it so bad on my scalp too. Things like the bone broth, the probiotics would make it worse, to where I would actually put an ointment on my head. It was a liquid, alcohol, and it would burn, but the burn would feel so good because it would reduce the itch. Not good for us at all. Every doctor told me, hey, just that you're going to live with this autoimmune. It is what it is. No, I did not believe that. So I dug into it. I found out more. I had a lot of clients that come to me with the cystic acne, or they've been on Accutane and all of that. We don't need to just be focusing on the topical. We have to look at what inside is going into our body. Now, number one, the histamine. So stay tuned to my YouTube video on histamine because it's coming out soon. And I'm going to be deep diving into all of that, because if we're eating foods that we're sensitive to, or we have a lot of gut dysbiosis and we're not actually breaking down breaking down histamine and don't have that DAO, that could show out on our skin. But when it comes down to it, zinc is great for calming all of the oil gland, the inflammation. Zinc is also great for our thyroid, but we have to also look at zinc and copper, because those two balance each other out. So when you're just supplementing with all of these random supplements, you could actually be throwing off your body and creating insufficiencies in other areas. So I always say, never just go and try every supplement out there. You need to get what works with your body. When I'm working with my clients, I specifically teach them what, the why. We get down to the root cause, because if you're just throwing things blindfolded, like parasite cleanses and stuff, and you don't know truly what's going on and why you actually have the issue going on, the root cause, you're just going to kill everything in your microbiome and be back to square one and everything overgrowing because you didn't get to the root. So a few things on cystic acne. Like I said, zinc is really incredible for helping with cystic acne. Zinc supports your gut. It supports your immune function, which is, 70% of your immune system is in the gut. And also Accutane is vitamin D, is a synthetic vitamin A. So for vitamin A, you need the zinc to go with it. And I'm not saying take Accutane. It is so bad for our gut. And a lot of my clients that do take Accutane in the past, they come to me, now they got SIBO. So small intestinal bacteria overgrowth. And if you go to my YouTube and type in SIBO, I have 5 videos I did on SIBO. And on top of that, I have my whole SIBO story, because I lived 6 months pregnant for years and no doctor could heal me. And I take you through what I did to heal me. So coming back to it, next question is, why do carb-heavy meals make me feel sleepy? Woo! So we got to talk about it. A few key points here. Number one, a high insulin response can cause a dip in blood sugar later on. So if we have insulin resistance or blood sugar dysregulation due to, high stress, not balancing out our meals, we have thyroid, metabolic issues, this can cause those carb-heavy meals to cause a crash in that blood sugar. Also, carbohydrates, and the good side of it, I have a client that she was like, Elizabeth, I cannot sleep no matter what. She was doing more of the keto, no carb diets. She did carnivore prior. And I'm like, okay, let's actually get some carbohydrates around our dinner. So carbohydrates, like I told you, regulate cortisol. Cut all carbohydrates out. Cortisol sometimes with us stressed females can go up, up, up. And we don't want that. So I actually stabilized her meals throughout the day. I added in more carbs around bed. Within 1 week, best sleep ever, deep sleep. There's tryptophan and carbs. It increases your serotonin, your melatonin. But like I said, if we have insulin resistance, if we have severe adrenal fatigue, if we're doing all of this intermittent fasting, we have all of this going on and we're skipping out on the carbs, it is going to affect our sleep. It is going to affect our blood sugar, and it is going to affect your ability to actually shred fat. The amount of people that come to me that say they've been with the trainer, the nutritionist, they've done macros or eating clean, they've done fasting, and I get them to lose 5 to 40 pounds eating more food by balancing their blood sugar, healing their gut. That's 99% of my clients. Kid you not. And the shock that they feel. My client, Amy was doing all the things, 900 calories a day, so stressed her hair was falling out, couldn't poop, thyroid issues, she has 5 kids. She lost over 40 pounds in 90 days healing her gut. Not by doing more fasting, not by adding in more cardio. We were training 3 days a week from home. So we need to look at our body in terms of where is our health at right now and what should our focus be. If we want fat loss, we have all these health issues going on and we're doing the streams and we feel worse, then we need to actually look at it. How can we balance our hormones and heal our gut? That's what I do. And if that's you hopping on right now, send me over that DM ready on Instagram or head to the show notes below. Let's set up a discovery call to see if you're the perfect fit for my 90-day whole body transformation, where I specifically help my clients rebuild their gut, get down to the root cause, heal their health, help them shed fat when nothing works, all by getting down to that root cause. So go into the next one. Love this one. Why do I feel worse when taking probiotics? Woo. Okay, so when it comes down to it, guys, there's a few areas of why you would feel worse when taking probiotics. This is really specific to the individual, but I want to mention 3 key reasons. First one, if we have a lot of imbalance of the good and bad bacteria, this can cause die-off reactions, Herx reactions. So if we have liver congestion or if we have severe leaky gut where food is leaking into the bloodstream and you throw probiotics in, the probiotics, all the good guys come in and they're killing off those bad guys. Those bad guys release toxins. Those can leak into the bloodstream and make you feel so much worse, more bloated, more gas. I had 150 colonics, and when I had such bad leaky gut, I had such bad die-off that colonic would throw me like bloated severely in bed for a week to 2 weeks because of how much die-off, because I was doing on the parasite cleansing protocol specifically for what I was going through at that time. Now, the other thing is if we have the histamine issues that I was talking about, there are specific strains of probiotics that increase histamine. They're histamine producers, and those can worsen your symptoms and cause more gas, more bloating, more anxiety, all of that. Now, the other one is if we have underlying SIBO or Candida. We need to address that first, because with SIBO, if you take the wrong probiotics, it could actually create a cascade of making you feel more bloated, more overgrowth going on, more gas, more bloating and being stuck. That was me. So when it comes to probiotics, if you go on my YouTube and type in probiotics, I have 3 videos on why not to just take a probiotic, why it's important to actually look at what is going on with your body first. I really break it down to you in that. You can type that in on my YouTube, Elizabeth Ayler Fitness, and go check out those videos. But die-off reactions, histamine issues, and underlying gut causes. And as I said too, these fermented foods and everything, they're high in probiotics. So if we don't know what's going on with the body and why we're having those issues to begin with, the SIBO, the Candida, the H. pylori, all of that, you could worsen your symptoms. Now, got a few more for us. This one was me every day. As I mentioned, I was down to 3 foods, and I have clients that come to me, they're down to 3 foods, their whole body swells up like the marshmallow man when they go off of these. And here's the deal. The question that I get a lot is, why do I react one day to food and the next day I could eat the same food and not react to that food? So a few different things going on. Now, MTHFR, it's a genetic mutation around 50% of the population has. I have that genetic mutation. I'm not going to deep dive into it right now because a lot goes with it, but it really does affect our detox pathways. So that is a you could be eating the cleanest diet out there and having so many gut issues, food sensitivities, and reacting to things. I healed this in myself. I balanced everything out with my hormones. I because no doctor knew what was going on with me. And this is something that I have clients deal with too. And oh my God, the game changer that it has with anxiety, depression, gut motility, thyroid issues. So that's one reason why you may react to one food one day and not the next. The second is that histamine bucket theory. If you're having foods that you're sensitive to, say, for example, you do an elimination diet. You get your body feeling good. You cut out all the fermentable carbohydrates. You have less symptoms. You're not healed. You're not at the root cause. You have less symptoms. Then you're like, I'm going to try out avocados. You have a half avocado one day. Your body was cleared out of the histamine, so you have no reaction. Then the second day you have it again, you're like, I'm having zero reactions. 3-4 days later, you overflow that histamine bucket because you're not able to break it down with the DAO. And all of a sudden you have a food sensitivity coming on. You have the gas, the bloating, the digestive issues. It takes up to 3 to 4 days to have a reaction to a food. So I would be that girl, is I would cut all my food out, be down to my 3 foods. And then all of a sudden I would add something in, have no issues. The next day, go, boom, have it again, eat more and more and more. And then that bucket would overflow and I would have a ton of digestive issues. And then another few things that could be it is stress, poor sleep, or a different phase in your hormonal cycle. Because if we're having our period and we're getting close to it, you have shifts in your estrogen and progesterone, which could slow down transit time, causing more gas and fermentation. If you're having chronic stress, you could eat the same darn meal, and that stress is going to impact your your sympathetic nervous system, putting you in a state of fight or flight response and cause you to have a reaction to those foods. That bloating, that gas, those digestive issues, that fermentation. And then poor sleep, you guys already know it affects everything in our body. Awesome. I have a few more that I want to address today. Now, the next one is, can cortisol inhibit ketosis? Because like I said, I've done the keto, I've done the carnivore. I have a lot of women that come to me doing these too. And the truth is, like I said earlier, if we have no gallbladder or if we're having bile issues, we have liver issues going on, our body may not actually be getting into ketosis, or we may not be absorbing everything. If we have high cortisol levels, that's fight or flight response. You're not getting enough food. You're over exercising, over fasting. This is specific to my women 30, 40 plus. And on top of that, you're not sleeping. All of those increase cortisol. If you have gut bugs going on, that increases cortisol. So when it comes down to it, if we have all these chronic states of cortisol going on, yes, it's going to actually inhibit the ketosis because it raises blood sugar and it starts breaking down the muscle. Cortisol blocks that fat burning and can cause weight gain. And chronic stress really overrides all of our metabolic signals as well. Let's see here. Awesome. Sorry. And one more I want to hit today, and this is an important one. Now, when it comes down to it, I get a lot of clients that come to me with thyroid issues, whether it be Hashimoto's, whether it be reverse T3, hypothyroidism as well. They ask me, how does gut health impact thyroid conversion? Big. So your gut bacteria actually convert your T4, which is your inactive form of our thyroid, to our T3, which is our active form to thyroid. And if we have a lot of inflammation, that impairs our enzyme function in the body. It affects our mineral, it leads to mineral malabsorption and also affects thyroid hormones. If you have a lot of gut issues going on, our zinc, our selenium, our vitamin D, our magnesium, all of these are cofactors with helping with the thyroid. So if we're over here having chronic gut issues going on, and I had reverse T3, my body was making the metabolite, my gut was at the worst. When I healed my gut, everything started coming back together. So if we have all of these thyroid issues going on and we go to the doctors and we're just treating it with Armour or Synthroid or whatever medication they put you on, and we don't dive deeper and look at our nutrition, our gut, our hormones, our stress, our sleep, then forever are we going to be on that medication. And a lot of clients too, they're like, I started the medication, I started losing weight, but now I'm no longer, and I hit a stall and I'm afraid to get off the medication because I'm going to gain the weight back because we didn't get to the root cause. It's not that you're broken and you have all these thyroid issues. It's our health is not in the best place right now. So we need to get our body to the healthiest place so that our liver is functioning. We actually have the right bacteria to all of our enzymes, to cofactors, our stress, our sleep, everything, so we can start healing the body. And even with my clients with all of our thyroid, I have them retest their thyroid every 6 to 8 weeks when we do have Hashimoto's and all this as we're healing the gut, because the medication could sometimes change. You may not need as much. So a good thing, I had a client, we did gut healing for 90 days. After the 90 days, 2 months later, she sent me over an email. Thyroid antibodies completely disappeared. Like, it is crazy how much your gut can impact so many different things in our body. And if you're that person, like I said, if you are dealing with severe digestive issues, hormone imbalances, we have joint pain, RA, because all of that is guys, it's linked to the gut. Send me over that DM ready on Instagram, or let's set up a discovery call to see for that perfect fit. I would love to help you get your health back, get your life back. I struggled my entire life, and I just am so grateful for what I went through, because I had these amazing healing journeys with my clients. You have to check out the case studies playlist on my YouTube. I have like 30, 40 more that I'm trying to edit right now. I just don't have a lot of time to edit it because I'm, trying to heal all my clients. But if you head to the case studies playlist, you will see such amazing healing journeys of clients that came to me doing Ozempic, lap band surgery. They had heavy metal toxicity, mercury poisoning, where they were bedridden for 10 years, and a foot of their colon removed, and we get their health back, PCOS, endometriosis. And I just truly want to heal people. And I do these lives every Tuesday. I got them every Friday, new videos every Sunday. So make sure you're subscribed to my YouTube. And if you like this video, I'm going to drop one at the very end for you as well. I hope you guys have a beautiful day.